Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Office Hours on this July 7th, 2020. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're hanging out. We're going to do a lot of little stuff today, hopefully. Hopefully little stuff. I say that, but who knows? I've got a laundry list of things we're going to get through, so maybe submit some Winget PRs. Maybe just one to start with, probably safe. I'm going to look at the PHP Laravel tutorial that J.R. Lawhorn's put together. We're probably going to have him on the show here in the future, but I want to take a second look at this and see if I can get it to work on Windows. I had some troubles with that, but there was a pull request that went in to maybe fix that issue. So hopefully that'll be fine. And then I want to spend a little bit of time on Azure Functions. I'm looking specifically at, I think that's available, timed, like scheduled Azure Functions, repeating functions that repeat automatically. So I have some work coming up that I might need that. So I want to check to see how that works and see if I can get that working. So that's the plan for today. Let's get through this list here. Hey, Guy from Mars. Is this the Couchbase guy? I do work for Couchbase. That is correct, Guy from Mars. Good to see you here again. I remember seeing you on Thursday, I believe. How's Mars doing? And speaking of questions, the only stupid question here is the one you do not ask. So ask away. This is a question-friendly channel, so ask anything you like, and it's a safe place for you. All right, I'm a member of Team Live Coders, and I'm going to bring up a little browser to show you my Team Live Coders. I think we've got new jerseys on the way. Oh, this is for a tenant, I think. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But yeah, you can go here, twitch.tv/team/livecoders. You'll see a huge list of everybody on the team and who's streaming right now, and so on. J.R. Lawhorn, is your construction project finished? No, it is not. It is not finished yet. These things always go way longer than estimated, so it is very close to finished. So they may be showing up today. They're supposed to show up today. There may be some sawing, and I think that's probably it. Some sawing to finish up the what's it called? The trim, the floor trim. Some cutting for that, and that's probably it. There's maybe some more stuff in the doorway they're working on. I'm trying to think what else is there. Oh yeah, I think mostly trim. There's lots of cabinets that still have to go up. I forgot about those. Tons and tons of cabinets. So there may be some hammering and some cutting today as well. So we'll see how it goes. I think this is supposed to be the last day, but again, estimation is hard. New office space? No, it's not a new office space. This is basically just something my wife has wanted to do for a long time. She just despises unfinished basements. So we're going to finish as much of the basement as is feasible to. Well, yeah, I guess so. And it's just kind of a bonus room, rec room kind of thing. I don't know if she really has a plan for it. I'm thinking about throwing some arcade machines in there. Well, that's so easy to do, sorry. But I've wanted an arcade machine for a long time, So maybe in the future, but just kind of a nice bonus room, finishing up the basement, little living space. Well, I guess. And I say basement, but our house is kind of like on a like a slope kind of thing. So it's definitely the basement, but in the backyard it's kind of it looks like it's mostly above ground, right? Daylight basement, is that what they're called? Sure, daylight basement. So that's what I've got going. So I'm in my office is here in the basement too, and it's adjacent to a like a Florida room, a sunroom over there, and but I can see right out to the backyard. If this curtain were open, I could see right out to the backyard, and see kind of a gradual slope there. Do you ever dug biscuits into water, milk, and eat it? Like dunk? And by biscuit, I assume you mean cookie. I used to do that a lot with Oreo. I would dunk an Oreo for sure. I don't drink much milk these days. When I was younger, I would do some milk. Um, Milk is not something we have around the house very much. Our kids are they're into like my daughter just turned 10 yesterday, so not so much in the milk around here. It's mostly for cooking purposes. We found that when we had milk, when we first got married, when we had milk in the house, we just not drinking, it would go bad. So we stopped buying milk. Actually, we bought powdered milk for a while for cooking reasons. And then, of course, as my kids were very young, they would drink tons and tons of milk, but kind of not on the milk stage these days. So I think they get milk at school. I think like little cartons. Well, when they did go to school, they get little cartons of milk. I think, but that's about it for the milk around here. But I do like Oreo and I like a Dunkin' in milk. I haven't done it in a while though. Do you like that? Do you like the biscuit slash cookie into? I don't know about water though. Whoa, I just noticed that. Dunk it into water? Hard no on that one. That would be like one of those people who eat hot dogs competitively. They dip their hot dogs in water, but I don't know anybody who dunks cookies in water. You dunk your cookies in water? That's so weird. What kind of cookies do you dunk in water? Is this like uh, a UK thing, a European thing, or is it just something weird that you do? Because I've never heard about dunking cookies in water. Hey, AJ 2017, how are you? Glad you're here, hanging out. Interested to know about your thoughts about dipping cookies into water. The cookie feels liquid. Okay, so you just want a soggy cookie, I guess, is what you like. Hey, all right then. To each their own. Water though, I don't. Milk adds a little flavor to it. Adds a little bit of, I guess if it's whole milk or even 2%. If it's skim milk, probably not. But I don't know. That's weird. Cooking your cookies in water. That's a weird one. But hey, whatever. So anyway, Team Live Coders. You can go check it out. Twitch.com/Team/Live Coders. Lots of great people there streaming. Also a list of people not as controversial than pineapple on pizza. The pineapple on pizza controversy to me is kind of like the GIF versus GIF controversy or the tabs versus spaces controversy, which is to say it's like it's just arguing for the sake of arguing, right? You want pineapple on pizza? Fine, put pineapple on pizza. If you don't, fine. It doesn't have to be this thing where it's like, okay, no, not, forbidden, something like that. I used to work at a pizza place, and we'd only get requests for pineapple every once in a while, like maybe once a month. Um, Now, granted, I lived in somewhat sub-suburban Ohio, so maybe there's more demand for it in the bigger cities. But we kept like one can of pineapple on hand, and we'd only open it after someone ordered, and then of course once you open it, it's only good for a certain period of time. So, and I think actually our pizza shop was next to a convenience store. So We might not even kept it on hand. We might have just been like, okay, you want pineapple? Sure. Well, let's go next door, see if they have some. And if they don't, then, well, maybe we'll go down a little farther to the grocery store and buy some. But we never kept any on hand. Same with like our anchovies, sardines. I think we might have had, in my recollection, maybe one order ever for pizza with sardines or anchovies. I don't remember which one it was, but I think we went and bought a can for that as well. All right, so anyway, Awesome Developers Streaming. This is a GitHub repository, github/bnb/awesome developer streams. And it's a big list, a curated list of developers who stream. It's been updated recently. Cool, so we're going to do a quick search just to kind of show you how this works. So what I like to do is I'll go and search for a term, like, let's say, data. And I'll just do a search through this to see who is streaming. Hey, Brent Ozar is on here now. No way. He would be a good one for me to follow. I'm going to follow Brent Ozar. Now he's in my recollection, I don't know Brent very well. Quick follow here. But he is mostly a relational database guy, SQL Server specifically. And I think he is relatively hostile towards NoSQL. So it's okay. I want to find database people who are streaming. So Brent Ozar would be a very good choice. Which is the programming language you dislike the most? That I dislike the most? Does YAML count as a programming language? If so, let's go with that one. That's my answer. Liz Phillips, Matt Gross. So you can see I'm just searching for a term and looking through this list to see if anybody is streaming about data-related topics. And these are the usual suspects. But Brent is new. So I'm glad I do this. I'm glad I do this search every so often when this list gets updated so that I can see who I want to follow. Because I do a lot of, if you look for my name on here, I do a lot of database stuff, Couchbase, SQL, NoSQL, SQL++, and backend stuff, .NET, C#, things like that. I probably need to update this to get these. I say it every time. I need to update this. I haven't done a soldering kit on the stream in months and months. And VR, my VR doesn't even work right now, so... And podcasting I do mostly in Calvin Allen stream these days. Okay, what else? So YAML, the language I probably hate the most, even though I've been writing some of it lately here for GitHub Actions, which I like GitHub Actions a lot. But the only thing I don't like about it is the YAML part. That's okay. If we're talking about, I don't know, YAML might be Turing complete, but we're talking Turing complete languages, like traditional programming languages, not markup languages. I don't want to get into the argument about is it a real language or not, but certainly YAML, HTML, CSS are in one category, and then like Python, C#, .NET are in another category. So if we're going in the in sort of the programming language that you typically would write logic in. The one I dislike the most. Let's see. Well, it's hard for me to say, to pick a language that I haven't used very much and say I dislike it, because I think it's unfair. But I'm not a huge fan of Java. I'm not a huge fan of Python. I haven't used it very much, but for the same reason I don't like YAML, I would try to avoid Python. I don't know. I mean, C and C++. I would probably, if I had to work in those, I would probably not enjoy that experience. I did a lot of that in school. VB. I could probably get by with VB. I did a lot of VB in my days. I don't dislike it, but it wouldn't be my first choice. I don't know what else. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably all the languages I have strong feelings on, against anyway. Let's see. What's next? GrowsTube, yes, is down here at the bottom of the page as well, or bottom of the screen as well, I should say. You can go bit.ly/GrowsTube. You can find old episodes of this office hour show. So if you want to skip this part of it, right, or if you want to watch on 2x speed, that sort of thing, you can go there and watch old episodes. You miss on the chance to interact live, though, which one of the best things about live streaming is the live interaction. So that's totally okay. What's your opinion on Adobe Flash being removed from Chrome? I never thought about this too much. It hasn't really affected. I don't think it's been completely removed yet. Like you can still opt in to it if you want to, but it's like by default not available. But I think eventually it'll be completely removed. My opinion on this is a little two-faced. I think. I think it's probably better for the web because people are kind of moving away from Flash websites anyway. That being said, I'm also I'm a retro game enthusiast, a classic game collector and player, and so when you do something like this, it's kind of like when you no longer sell, you no longer can purchase a like a Sega Saturn, for instance. I can't purchase Sega Saturn games from a store. And most people don't care about that. That's fine. But I think that this should be preserved in some way. And so by shutting down Flash, you're kind of just shutting down all the parts of the internet that Flash was actually used for in a useful capacity. Games certainly, but other kinds of tools. So it's kind of a bummer that that's no longer available. So as long as there's still a path to get to that, to get Flash installed, whether it's in Chrome or whatever else, then okay, that's fine. But it's probably fine being taken out of Chrome for most day-to-day users. All right, trivia game. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually change this right now. Let me bring this up. Twitch/TV. Because this was brought up by a regular in the channel. And I need to go to, where is it, my creator dashboard. Do you think PWAs have a future? Well, based on, again, I haven't been to an event in a while, but based on people coming up to me at the booth at events and asking about, hey, does Couchbase support JavaScript? Does Couchbase work with PouchDB? Things like that. I think a lot of developers want PWAs to happen. I think there's been some successful PWAs. So do I think they have a future? Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Okay, I want to customize my points here. Nope, that's not it. Rewards and challenges. All right, here we go. Hopefully I'm not showing anything sensitive here. But I have this round of trivia reward. And it's going to be a play round of trivia or Jackbox. Or a quick game of Jackbox, like Quiplash, or what's another good Quiplash game for teams like Trivia Murder Party, Guespionage, etc. I hope I spelled Guespionage right. Apple has not implemented PWA in iOS. Well, yeah, I suspect they have a stake in controlling apps, right? So I also need to change this because I think Calvin has a lot of points, but 1,000 may be too low, so I'm going to put this at 2,000, and I'm going to limit this to, since we're now including Jackbox, I'm going to be twice per stream. We're going to limit that. Okay. So there we go. Now if you go down to your channel points down here under the chat, the Buckazoids, you can renew them to start a trivia game. I'll throw my pre-show trivia up here, but I'll host it live. Or we can do Jackbox. I'll fire up Steam and we'll do a quick game of Jackbox. And that'll be twice per stream max. Quiplash would be my preferred game there. But if you want to cash in those points to play some Jackbox, we can do it. All right. Let's take a little review here about... Oh, I got some Twitter messages coming in. Nothing special. So last couple episodes, I was doing some automated integration tests with GitHub Actions. So that's for the chatbot. That's all set to go. That's working. And the last episode, I had a special guest on who was Dota 2 Attitude. And I'll just give Dota 2 Attitude a shout out here. or Dota 2 Attitude, I don't know, whichever one you want to say. And he was on the stream, and we hashed out some Ruby, and got Ruby to work, and got Ruby to work with Couchbase specifically. We had some yak shaving to do. Some of it was Ruby related, some of it was Couchbase related, but we got through all of it. Couchbase Ruby SDK is currently in like an alpha preview, so that's something that I was very happy to do with Dota 2 Attitude, and I sent that video over to our Ruby engineer to take a look at it and get some feedback. So that was great stuff. So this is stuff I have in the future, and a lot of these, are kind of maybe smaller ones. So I thought maybe I would just start going down this list and work through that. And so the one thing that I've been putting off for a while is the Winget packages. So let's give that a try. If you're not familiar with Winget, it is a console-based app for Windows. You can see right here, it's the Windows Package Manager basically, but Winget is the command line. It allows you to install software from the command line. And this is kind of a newer thing. It's in preview right now. You can see here for sure from Microsoft. Why is ESLint even a thing? I hate ESLint telling me how I should be indenting my code when it already looks better. I have not used ESLint, but there are lots of tools like that that are for other languages telling you, hey, you should follow this sort of formatting recommendations. With JavaScript, it's kind of more wild, wild west out there. But like for instance, if you're using .NET, there's a book called Framework Design Guidelines that kind of lay down how the .NET team styles and writes their code, and a lot of developers follow that as kind of the guidelines for writing their own code, even though they're not designing packages. And there's other tools like FXCop and StyleCop and things like that that sort of say they're not compiler rules, and JavaScript isn't compiled, so same sort of thing goes there. But it's like, oh, you need to have a certain kind of spacing, you need to have a certain kind of bracket style, things like that. But teams can configure it to say, well, we want to implement rules differently. So maybe ESLint can do the same thing, like you can define ESLint rules for yourself. I don't know. I've not used ESLint. So here's the thing with Winget, is it is open source, and here it is, Microsoft/Winget CLI, and that's pretty cool. And there's a community repo, and this is where all the manifests are defined for the packages, and this is a huge list and growing and growing and growing. Lots of options in here. But one that I want to focus on today is, of course, Couchbase. So in Couchbase, there is a pull request from Calvin Allen, who is a regular in the channel here, for server, Couchbase server community 6.5.1. And so this is the manifest for that. So it's not much here. It's really just a description and a URL to the installer and SHA 256, what do you call it? Oh, crying out loud. What do you call those things? It's totally escaping me. Oh, crying out loud. Like a fingerprint. What are those things called? I used to be frustrated about Microsoft when they don't support most of the Linux CLI commands like ls, rm, wget, etc. PowerShell solved it, but those commands still don't work on normal Windows CMD. I don't even use normal Windows CMD anymore, and in fact, I can even use Linux here on Windows with WSL, so I can get ls and rm and so on. So I did a stream of this a few weeks back, because there's a tool for Couchbase called CB Shell. It's only Linux right now. Oh, it hasn't even been untarred yet, but you can run Linux command line right here on Windows if you want to. The thing with PowerShell is there are commands. I think you can do ls, things like that. Whoa, that's too much. But they actually correspond to PowerShell commands. So they're not Linux tools. It's just sort of aliases for PowerShell's PowerShell commands, which can not be great sometimes. So like if you look at curl, It's not really curl. It's invoke-web request. So that means you can't just copy and paste a curl command from documentation and use it here. WSL is so good, at least it doesn't crash like Windows. I mean, all right. I don't really have much in the way of Windows crashes anymore these days. Although I take that back. The only crashes I get is when I hook up my laptop to my living room TV and put it on a really high resolution. Then I start to get crashes and blue screens. But I've changed it to a lower resolution, and I think this is just an NVIDIA driver thing. Actually, it's not even Windows. That's the only crashes I tend to get on Windows anymore. I can't remember the last time this machine I'm streaming from right now has actually crashed, just straight up crashed. It's been ages. But yeah, of course, Windows has the reputation, crashing, the blue screens, and all that kind of stuff. If you've not seen blue screen and I've used Windows, I've been using Windows since Windows 95, since Windows 3.0. So, but yeah, Windows 95 was the blue screens. I've seen plenty of blue screens in my life, but Windows 10, I haven't seen. They're very few and far between. And I've seen Linux crashes too. So Linux crashes sometimes. Hey, it's Taylor and Code. I generally do not have a problem, but something in 2004 is causing issues on my machine. You're talking about Windows 10, release 2004. I don't even know which one I'm on right now. So anyway, I was thinking, since Calvin's been a great leader here and submitted this pull request for 6.5.1, I thought about trying this as well. And I can't do the same exact thing, but I thought maybe submitting a enterprise 6.5.1 would be a good place to start. And then from there, we can go into maybe some of the older versions, like a 5.x. People still are using 5.x in production, so why don't we have a 5.x here on Winget? So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to try to submit that and see how it goes. So let's go ahead and, why don't I go ahead and fork this? This is just the repository, by the way. Okay, and then I will clone that to my local machine with Tortoise SVN. Okay, and then I will go into, it's called Winget Packages. I will open up Windows Terminal here and open this up in Code, Visual Studio Code. Interesting that there is a GitHub, some actions in here and stuff. That's cool. I wonder if those are going to verify. Well, I just see Markdown, so I don't know. Matthews, have you written a book? So it's Matthew with 2 T's, no S, but yes, I have written a book. It's been a while. Manning.com/ what was it? Is it Groves? I think that'll take you there. Yeah. I wrote a book for Manning called AOP in .NET, Aspect-Oriented Programming in .NET. This was a lot of fun to write. It's a lot of work, but I'm very proud of this book. So if you're interested in learning about aspect-oriented programming, I mean, it's kind of an advanced topic. There's a few of the topics I'd recommend for .NET before you dive into AOP, but this is a very fun book. It's we're looking at what, 7 years old, probably more like 8 years old. But I think so a lot of the tools are going to be slightly different, newer versions and more capabilities, things like that. But the principles there, I think, are still very much the same. Like AOP was something that was invented in around late 90s, 2000. And then I wrote this book 13 years later. Not much has really changed about the concept fundamentally. It's just all about the tooling in there. And so my goal with this book was, geez, I'm going to my pitch from like 7 years ago. Oh boy, it's interesting how I fall back into those old pitch grooves. But my goal with this book was to take a concept like AOP, which is a very academic sounding, very sounds difficult, unapproachable. Taking that concept and writing in more plain language with simple examples, and just trying to make it easier to digest. Up until that point, the books about AOP were either very heavily Java based were very, very thick and academic based. So I wanted something that was more approachable, and especially for .NET developers like myself. So that's the book. You can check it out if you want to. Manning's great because if you buy a copy of Manning book, you also get the ebook with it, which is pretty cool. But you can also buy just the ebook. That was a good read. Yeah, you did read that, didn't you? I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that, Mr. Green. And we got to figure out our schedule, by the way, for getting on that get that interview going. We had technical. I was trying to do an interview with Taylor and Code because, and I'll give Taylor and Code a shout out here. Taylor and Code is, I don't know what's the right word? The head organizer of Codepalooza, which is a great conference based in Louisville, Kentucky, and it's taking a little different form this year. But Taylor and Code's doing a series of interviews with not developers, with mostly developers, right? But speakers, presenters at Codepalooza. And I was set to do one with Taylor and Code. I was looking forward to it. It was going to be a lot of fun. And Twitch decided to have issues that day, so we had to reschedule. J. Andre Loon. Oh, Manning Publications has their own Twitch channel. They do indeed, and I've actually appeared on their Twitch channel. At the what's it called? They call them live at conferences. Let's see if I can find the link for it somewhere. It's like free, something like that. Yeah, here you go. freecontent.manning.com/live Manning conferences. So you can check that out. And I was at the live at Manning conference for was it microservices? I think it was. The first one was microservices. Or maybe it was Kubernetes, or one or the other. So they've got a series of those. They're kind of like one day, kind of mini conferences around a specific topic. So you can see there's one coming up for, where was it, Python? These are all totally free to attend. And you get some extra goodies if you register and sign up. But they're on Twitch. Where did I see Python at? Oh yeah, here we go. So Kubernetes was one, but you can see there's different topics like Python, natural language processing, Rust, all these kinds of cool things. Oh yeah, here we go, Python. Python's coming up next. That's July 14th, 2020. And you've got, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 speakers and then 4 lightning talks. And look at this, a Python Bytes livecast. Whoa, cool. So the name of the podcast I work on, which is .NET Bytes, is actually, the name is inspired from the Python Bytes podcast. It was Calvin's idea. I'm just going along with it. But there you go. .NET Bytes is a podcast that I co-host with Calvin. He does all the hard work. I just show up and talk. But you can subscribe to that if you're interested in learning more about .NET news and notes every other week. Okay, so here we are in this source code. This is the manifest, and there's lots and lots in here. I want to look specifically at Couchbase, and you can see that there's a server community folder. And I want to add a folder called Server Enterprise. Okay, I'm going to basically just copy this over here. It's going to be very similar. Well, let's just go through this. Call this ID Couchbase.Server Enterprise. Couchbase Incorporated, Couchbase Server Enterprise. Yep, copyright Couchbase Incorporated, 6.5.1. Yep. Those tags look good. So I don't know where he got this blurb from, but let me see. What's the name of the UI Microsoft uses in their softwares and Windows 10 apps? Well, they use a variety, I believe, but maybe you're referring to WPF? Windows Presentation Foundation? They also, there's other frameworks, so there's UWP, which is a Universal Windows Platform, something like that. UWP, Windows. And, of course, WinForms, which is itself built on top of Win30. I think they're probably all built on top of Win32, which you can go even in lower level. Yeah, UWP. Yeah, there we go. Tail Alarm Codes, got it. And Windows Forms. Yep. So those are some options you have there. There's also something. Oh, this was just in the page I showed you, called Project Reunion, which is kind of related to this. It's a way to converge the APIs between UWP and Windows 32. This is in process right now. So there's lots of work being done there. There's also other ways you can go about it, like I think Uno. I think Uno has a Windows presentation. It's probably just built on this, not the card game. Uno.net platform. It's probably built on top of one of those other ones like WPF or something. But this is a cross-platform tool you can use to build for, Windows, Android, Mac, all together, right? And I don't know, that might be on top of WPF already or Windows Forms, but that's another option. Seems good. Okay, so he's got this here. I don't know where he got this blurb from, but I'm going to take a quick look here. In the future there'll be Maui. Yeah, Maui. That's another one. So this was. I want to find out where this snippet came from. Oh, here's the additions. Okay. So I'll just maybe copy this snippet here. Whoops, wrong page. Here we go. Enterprise Edition represents the latest, most stable, and production-ready release of Couchbase Server. Recommend the Enterprise Edition binaries for blah, 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 blah. Unique features. Use of VE in development. Test environments is free.
Afternoon, everybody.
What's going on, Calvin? Great to see you. I'm just in here hacking on your Winget YAML. And I was trying to find out where you pulled this Community Edition blurb from. I found it. And so I pulled the similar blurb from here, which looks like where you got it from the documentation. You don't remember? Okay. So I thought I'd just pull that in there. Service level commitments, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if this is really necessary for Winget, but it's probably fine. So homepage, that's probably fine too. It goes to the same place. Enterprise is there as well. Yeah, and it just expands Couchbase Server. Enterprise is right there. That's good. So x86, the difference then it would be this URL. Let's see. I'm just going to go through this. Calvin Allen. I'm going to get you spam, Calvin. Calvin Allen at... Oh, what's Calvin Allen's domain? At guyfrommars.gov. Oh, must be valid. .gov is going to work. I'm not going to really put your address in there. Apparently that's not a real email address. So, fakey make fake. I don't need to do this. I don't want to add another entry into the marketing's mailing list because they already have it. They already have my email address. I don't want to put just another entry in there. Fake company, and I'll be a software developer. 1222333. Okay. Oh, Grove City's in there. They're gonna know it's me if I put Grove City. That's fine. Okay, I just want to get to the download screen where this is why you didn't write the end version right away. Checksum is the number, that's the word I was looking for earlier. Checksum. This is the checksum. I'll paste that in there. And this is the link. I'll copy this and paste that right into there. There we go. I was trying to remember what this SHA-256 was. I know it's a hash, but specifically a hash of what? The word wasn't coming to me. All I was thinking was CRC32, but no, that's just a different algorithm. It's I was thinking like, what did I say? Like fingerprint or something like that. But no, it's the checksum. Okay. Does this look right to you, Calvin? Is that all I need to do? Is submit this as a pull request? And once they approve that, and then assume it'll go through some tests or whatever, that'll be it. Maybe the folder it's in. What do you mean by the folder it's in? It's in Server Enterprise, and you had Server Community. I just kind of match that up with the ID up here, couchbase.server enterprise. Yeah, okay. All right, good. So there it is. And we're adding Couchbase, adding latest Couchbase Enterprise. That's what I had a hard time with at first, figuring out where they should go. It looks good to me. So you've done the hard work here, Calvin. I'm just sort of copying and changing, tweaking a few settings. So I'm going to commit that. And I probably should put that in its own branch, but that's okay. Git push. Push this back up to my repo. Okay, and then we'll go over to my repo here. You see I've got a pull request I can submit. And create that pull request. Have you signed the contributor license? I don't know if I have. Probably not for this specific project. So I'll go ahead and do that. Yep, that's fine. I have, what? I'm not making submissions in the course of work for my employer. That's not true. I'm making submissions in the course of work for my employer. I have permission from my employer. Let's see. I'm making submissions in the course of my work, for my employer, or my employer has intellectual property rights in my submissions by contract or applicable. That one's not true. I have permission from my employer to make submissions and enter into this agreement on behalf of my employer. Oh, gosh. So even though I'm doing this, I'm an employee of Couchbase, maybe I should go with this option because I don't want them to think that I'm representing Couchbase in a legal sense. Right, this is just Matt submitting. So that's what I'm going to select there. Even though I am a Couchbase employee, and I think they'd probably be okay with me doing this, I have not talked to legal yet, so I'm not going to check that box. This is completely a Matt as a developer community member submitting this. Okay, so yep, got that one done. Have you checked that there aren't other open pull requests for the same manifest update? I haven't. Maybe I should do that. I wouldn't expect them to, but let's just do a quick Couchbase search. Just the one in here, and it's just Calvin. So, yep, did that. Have you validated your manifest locally with... Oh, I have not done that. I guess I should do that. Let's see, what is this supposed to be? Winget validate manifest, or name manifest you're submitting. Manifest, do I just like this? Path to manifest file. Manifest validation succeeded. Okay, good. Have you tested your manifest locally with winget install -m manifest? No. You know, this is really cool. I like this, that they're putting all these things that I have to do right here automatically in the pull request note. So I'm going to do that. But first, to do that, I probably have to, and I can't do this with winget, is remove the Couchbase that I have installed locally right now. Let me just make sure I have nothing in there that I really care about before I do that. Couchbase server is running. Okay. I think I installed this with Calvin's manifest. I have Couchbase community installed locally here. Nope, nothing of any importance. So I can safely stop that service. This step right here, that's going to make it difficult for some people until there's an uninstall feature added to Winget. Okay, and where was my add or remove? Yep, we're going to remove that, uninstall. Because I can imagine, if I'm going to come back in here later and add like 5.5.4 and 5.5.3 and 4.6.2, although that one's probably not still supported. Then having to go in here and verify and uninstall, it's kind of a headache to do that. So hopefully the uninstall feature will be coming soon to Winget. That would be very nice. This is the part where, if you're watching on YouTube, it's probably better to be on YouTube because you can just skip ahead while this uninstall is taking place. But I've got time for more questions. A guy from Mars was asking tons of questions, like rapid fire, lightning round earlier. So, lightning round questions. Let's go. Fire away. It can be about cookies. It can be about dipping them in water. It can be about anything. So ask away. How's the home renovation going? So actually, J.R. Lawhorn already asked about that, but it is. I would say maybe a day or two away if I had to estimate badly. It's requesting something. Elevation. There we go. Sorry for the black screen. That was the elevation request. No, they've got most of the room done. I think there's some trim to go on the floor. And outside the room, Ali wants a bunch of cabinets installed. Because in a way, like putting this room in is kind of created two rooms. There's now a sort of a basement, like bonus room, rec room sort of thing. And then there's like a laundry room now, which is still unfinished. Thank goodness. What's up, TVD Gamer? Glad you're here. I love when a plan comes together. So yeah, but the laundry room is where a lot of the cabinets, and she's got like even some more cabinets going for like a craft area. So there's tons of cabinets out there in our garage right now, and they've all got to go in. That's going to be the main remainder of the work. The actual bonus room place, I think it's just like trim around the floor and maybe some thresholds and stuff like that. But it's pretty much all set to go. It's really nice, really well lit, really nice. Don't know what we're gonna do with it. I think she cares more about the laundry room portion. Like she wants a separate laundry room. So there you go. All right, Couchbase is uninstalled. Let's try installing it with Winget. Install. I don't know what -m is. I guess that means manifest. Let's see what happens. Well, it's downloading it. A nice little progress bar graphic. Successfully verified installer hash. Good. So I got the right checksum. It looks like we're just running the MSI now. Another elevation screen. This is pretty great, Calvin. I gotta say, this is, for all the drama about Winget, it's a pretty good. I like the way the manifests and the tool are working, so that's cool. I do wish there was a way to run an after script since the installer is silent, doesn't launch the web page to the admin console. Well, maybe that's something they'll add in the future. But I mean, if you're running Docker, for instance, it doesn't have typically that sort of thing either. So, and maybe that's not the right use case for Docker, but it's not a big deal to me. There we go. It's installed. Cool. Okay, all done. Anything else I should put in here? Just check those boxes and away we go. I'll just put 6.5.1 in there. Parentheses, because it's not the latest 6.5.1, it's the latest Couchbase Enterprise. I don't think I put much. I could go look, see what you put in there. You're just kind of following your lead, Calvin. I don't think my checklist was there. Oh, you didn't have a checklist. Oh. No issues exist for this. Oh, so you basically, you kind of, that's one of the check boxes already. You kind of just put that in your comment. Interesting. Is this a bot talking to another bot, basically? One bot invoking another bot. Huh. All right, cool. And it failed a few times. And then you had the new line commit. Oh, it's just because the pipeline broke. So this is just because it's a work in progress already. All right, cool. Well, I'm submitting it. There we go. So now you can go and see. I'll just go ahead and set it as current project. There it is. And let's see, it's doing it again. It's invoking another bot. The bot failed on the file name, and you changed the YAML versus YML versus YAML. So I just copied you and I just went YAML. So again, Calvin doing the hard work here. I'm just sort of tacking on. But there we go. Pretty cool. So pull request validation was canceled. Why is it canceled? I don't know. Doesn't say why it was canceled. But there's something else that's running there. The validation service. Again, it was canceled. I don't know why. Maybe because it hasn't been reviewed yet. Anywho, there we go. It's submitted. I validated locally. I'm sort of throwing it to them and saying, okay, it's in your hands now. And we'll see how it goes. Maybe they'll come back with some feedback for me if I did something wrong. But it looks good to me. All licensing. So I fill out the licensing thing correctly because that's check marked. One error, 0 warnings. I'm not seeing any errors here. It's using Azure DevOps. I don't know that it performs those until somebody manually approves it. Okay. That makes sense to me. So, all right. I'm going to make a little check next to my list here. Make and submit a Couchbase Winget package. I did it. And we'll see how it goes. All right, so next up, I'm going to try, and this isn't J.R. Lawhorn as a guest, but I'm going to try bang. I don't have a bang hype command. Still need that one. Okay, let me add it to the backlog. Oh, I've got it. Okay, it's still in the backlog, Calvin. Stupid animations with obnoxious music, fanfare, mod and sub only, or everyone, not sure, or maybe redeem channel points for it. So that's what I've got in the backlog for bang hype. You can put there's other sound effects in there. What are those? You can do laugh, rim shot, all those sort of things if you want to do those. Okay, so next I think I want to try this J.R. Lawhorn. There we go. I'm going to try this J.R. Lawhorn demo. So there was some trouble with it before. It might have been Windows related. There was a pull request for it. I haven't tried it since, so I'm going to give that a shot today. In the meantime, I'm going to take a quick bio break, as they say. I'm going to throw on a little bit of trivia. I probably won't let the trivia run the whole way. But I'll put this on while I'm taking a break. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back just in time. Looks like you guys play a little trivia there. And just a reminder, if you have interesting trivia questions about tech, programming, software, whatever, go there, bit.ly/submit trivia. Put your questions in there. Make it fun. And you'll get your name up in lights. Submitted by TBD Gamer. Submitted by Haruhime. And good to see you, Haruhime. Submitted by J.R. Lawhorn, etc. It'll be great stuff. Okay. Speaking of J.R. Lawhorn, I'm going to give this another try. So this is, I'll set current project to this one. This is a demo inside Docker and Docker Compose of Laravel with Couchbase with the Couchbase extension. And let's see if we can get it to work. So what I want to do, probably, just to make sure that there's no port conflicts, I'm going to stop the Couchbase server that I just installed locally. Don't think it would be a problem, but just in case. Stop that locally. And I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to get latest. Okay, because there are some commits. Let me just take a look at those. Recently, this was 19 days ago, so how recent can this be? But we've got this line feed line endings for SH files in Windows. Now, this is something that Brant Burnett, who, if you're familiar with the stream, you've probably heard his name over and over again. Great open source contributor for Couchbase and .NET and other things. But he uses a lot of Docker. And so I ran this by him. I said, hey, maybe Brant could take a look at this, figure out what the problem might be, because it worked fine for JR Lawhorn on his machine, and I think even on a Windows machine. So I'm not 100% sure this is going to be the fix. But Brant basically said, I know exactly what this error message means, and here's how you fix it. So we're going to see if this, in fact, solves the issue for me or not. It still could be something that's environmental for me, because, again, if it's working fine for JR, then it may not be an operating system thing. But we're going to try it. We're going to see what happens. And hopefully I can get this to work, and then I'm going to have JR on in a future episode, just like I did with Dota 2 last week. I'm not sure when we're going to do that, JR. Maybe we can, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but if you've got a day in mind, we can get that organized. So now I'm going to go through and follow the instructions. So let's bring up this one right here. All right, clone this repository. Ensure Docker desktop is running. Let me just make sure there's nothing else running. No other images. Create the Docker Compose environment file. Have I done that already? Why don't I open this up in, let me close this code here. Open up this in code. So I'm supposed to create the scripts Docker .env file. There it is. I put in my own credentials and bucket name, which should be fine. Okay. I also have to modify the Laravel env file. Use the same username. Recommend you try demo first with the defaults, then place the modified in the future desired. Okay, so maybe I should go back to the defaults. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I just want to revert this, basically. Revert. Okay, so that goes back to, well, this is still, get rid of that. So here I am in the, let's see, scripts. Okay, time to brave Home Depot. Well, all right, TBD Gamer, good luck to you at Home Depot. So I want to copy, and this would be, I don't know, CP would work here or not, but dev environment to, thanks for stopping by, TBD Gamer. I hope you have a good day. So there's the .env file. And okay, it's just admin and secret and LVCB. That's totally fine. Build the Docker images. So we're in scripts Docker. We're going to Docker compose build. Oh, I did it wrong. Docker compose build. Okay, so it's running a bunch of stuff. Successfully built, successfully tagged. That ran very fast. Hopefully it's not, I don't know, using any sort of incorrect cache or something. Or maybe it's a good thing. Docker compose up dash D is the next step to start the Docker containers. So let me just review, what was the file that Brent actually submitted a pull request for? It is editor config and get attributes, which don't know what folders those are in. Okay, well, so Docker compose is done. That was also mighty fast. And then tail the Docker logs. This is where I should have used my new PowerShell trick I just learned. I didn't. I forgot to. We're seeing some errors from Couchbase servers still. These look different, though, than the other errors for some reason. Maybe, I don't know. I'm seeing no such file or directory. Yeah, and Docker Couchbase server exited with code 1. So I think this is what I was saying before. So maybe I have to clear out this cached images, which I don't know how to do. Oh, Docker compose down is the opposite of up. I get a list of images here, and maybe I can just whack some of these. I don't know. Like Docker Nginx. And what was it? Docker PHP FPM. Just removing everything, seeing what happens. Docker RMI, Couchbase server, untagged. Okay, so I already have that basically. MySQL Nginx, PHP. Yeah, I don't know. I may as well remove all these things. No such image PHP. What? It's an -RMI option. What do you mean -RMI option? It's just called PHP. I can use the image ID, I guess. To Docker Composer down. Oh. Docker compose down, -- you can't see this. It's at the bottom of the screen right now. I wonder if this will still work. Or am I? Oh, I'm not in the right folder. Gosh. Docker compose down, RMI. Let's see if that works. Remove images. Oh. Docker compose down, -- RMI, all. I guess I got all of them, so I already removed them. That's good to know, though, for the future there, Jay Lowhorn. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's try it again from the top. I do have the .env file. Yep. So that's there. So 1, 2, 3, over to 4, Docker compose. This should take longer this time. Oh, because it's rebuilding everything. Which may be necessary because some of those files that are updated have gone into those images, I think, already. So this may be necessary. But assuming this works, it'll only be necessary just this one time. It won't be necessary every single time. So another good time for questions. This could take a little bit of time here, so if you all want to throw some questions my way, happy to do it, or some bot ideas will be fine too, or ideas for future streams. I'm down for all those things. right now. For those of you who are hanging with us as we do some Docker stuff. Got a little red text up there. What was that? debconf. Apputils is not installed, delaying package configuration. Hopefully that's okay. This doesn't seem to be a fatal error. J.R. Lawhorn says, yeah, I think so. I think JR is probably having some deja vu now because we did a lot of this already. Multiple times. We're trying to get this to work for me. So hopefully this will do the trick. Look at all that text. Oh, there's another warning. libzip needed for encryption supports. Yeah, hopefully that's not a problem. Takes me back to the C++ days. I don't think I ever... I mean, I did some C++ a long time ago. We're talking 90s, turn of the millennia for me. I don't remember this much happening. I didn't use that many libraries. The school I went to, it was very much command line oriented. And you could play a game while you compiled. Yeah, the type of stuff I worked on in C++ did not take that long to compile. It may have taken a long time to run. Certainly in like the some of the courses we did for algorithms and data structures. Oh, another error here. What do we got? Public key imported. It's not really an error though. Okay. And viewer number is increasing. I don't know. This is really bringing in viewers. Why isn't my my count showing? Oh, I think it's done. What do we got here? We got an error. PHP FPM failed to build. Well, that's not good. Installer corrupt. Cannot open input file composer setup.php. What is that? Composer setup? Well, I don't know. All right, where is that file at? How do I find a file? Boo. Yeah, I agree. Boo. How do you find a file? Okay, here we go. Composer. Composer setup. I don't see a composer setup.php. I see reference to it. Oh, it's just, okay. Oh, PHP. That's right, Calvin. This is Laravel. Trying to get some Laravel demo working. And there's a Couchbase extension for Laravel that J.R. Lawhorn has created is the right word, but forked and maintained, I guess. And now I got an error message, which is not what I got before, I don't think. Installer corrupt. Is it possible there's just like a timeout or something? I should try this again. Forked and, yeah, revived. That's a good word, revived. Okay, I ran it again, skipped those first 6 steps. But step 7 seems to have a problem. Installer corrupt. Why is installer corrupt? Is Git Composer down right now or something? Wouldn't that be annoying? Oh, nope. That seems to be installing something, or at least downloading something. So maybe the hash is incorrect? Can you split those commands to run them individually, sequentially, to see which part is blowing up? I don't know. You're talking about all these right here? These different ands? That's a good question. I could break them up manually myself, but is that going to cause any problems there, JR? I know JR is a big fan of the double ampersand. We talked about PowerPoint's lack of a double ampersand. The closest thing PowerPoint, or not PowerPoint, PowerShell, the closest thing PowerShell has to that is semicolon, which is not exactly the same thing. And there's been some talk about adding a double ampersand to, or an equivalent to PowerShell. But we're not even talking PowerShell here. We're inside of a Linux distro of some sort. I can just go ahead and try it. I don't know. Maybe it'll split them up into separate run commands. That's what I was thinking. No harm. Okay. I don't see any pipes or anything, so I didn't expect there to be any problems with doing that, but wasn't 100% sure. Okay. Try her again. Let's see what happens. Okay, so it's the run PHP Composer setup that fails. So we've got, it's this one right here, this step. So it's not the hash that I suspected that failed. It's this running part here. Did the copy work? Did the copy work? This part right here? Yeah, it must have. Can you connect to the image? Can I connect to the image? I can try. I wonder if there's a way. Yeah, right here. Here we go. Which image is this one? This is, what, the PHP? Can I get a little bigger, maybe? I can't read all those. Which one is it? There's so many. Just view the images that are running. Oh, no. Is it, oh, it's going to be one of these, right? Practical Black, Relaxed Hermit, or Competent Wiles? Which one is it? I can view logs. Inspect. That was what I'm looking for here. I don't know which of those images I want to connect to. Oh, here we go. PHP Composer setup. Is this the one? I don't want to start. Oh, it's not even started, so how can I even attach to it? I guess that would be the question. I'll just easy as that. Docker compose. Yeah, oh, it hasn't started yet, so I can't really attach to it. Is that maybe a problem? backing up on my machine. So where's the actual Docker file at? Let's see. Scripts, Docker, Docker Compose. It should be called PHP FPM, right? That's what we're talking about. Is PHP-R a REPL? Oh, I don't know. Do I have PHP installed here? PHP-R is well, there's a code for dash uppercase R. Oh, here we go. Run code without script tags. That's what dash R means. So it just means run this PHP code, which is copying from this URL to this PHP file. And this runs this PHP code. Yeah, so this is just running PHP code. Believe me, Calvin, I've been out of the PHP loop for a while as well. And most of my PHP was just, I did not do much command line. Are we sure the file was downloaded? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. But it didn't seem like the error was, file not found. It was just failed to build. Can you curl it instead? I mean, I could try. I don't know the curl command to do that, because I'm not much of a curler. You're saying do a curl here instead of a PHP run or PHPR? So it's probably something like this, right? And then, I don't know. What's the curl syntax? Curl syntax. Oh, wget would probably be right. Not necessarily curl. I think curl could work too. Curl -0. Save with other name, right? Curl -o. -o composer setup.php and just the URL, something like that. Huh? Docker compose. Right, we're supposed to do build. Is that right? Docker compose build. But what is that URL? This is based on instructions here. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. This is the command line. This URL is to get the installer. So he's basically just copied this directly from Composer documentation. So it seems like that should work. I don't know if curl would do anything better. And added the ampersand, of course. Well, okay. It looked like that curl might have worked, but it's still getting the same error. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any benefit from doing that. But it's failing on PHP Composer setup right here. This is where it's failing. And I should with file not found. No, it's it just well, it's just a cannot open file, cannot open input file. I don't think there's anything with file not found. So I'm missing something. Oh, there we go. Failed to open stream. Oh, we got a warning. No such file or directory in command line on code 1 or on line 1. Here, I'm a little confused here. Oh, this is an else. It's unlinking it right there. Seems that the composer setup file isn't there. So is it possible? So maybe it is a hashing issue. Because this is where it unlinks it. Could I write a little bit of? Does it say installer corrupt anywhere? It doesn't say that, does it? Oh, there's a different hash in the docs. Oh, right here. Let me try a different hash. Worth a shot. Seems to be working. So it's just a matter of the hash change. Maybe they released a new version of Composer. That's not the error I was getting before. Just to reiterate that I mean, I don't know. That's a weird one. But there we go. I guess the Docker build's successful. So that's good. Where are we? We're over here. Guess I should not check the hash in the script. Yeah, it's kind of, and I understand why the hash check is there, but maybe just remove the hash check for if this is just tutorial purposes, because that's going to change all the time. So you don't want to have to do that. Hey, Haruhi, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Oh, look, it made a little heart emoji or emote or whatever, without putting a specific version of the script. Maybe, yeah, I don't know, something like that. If you could, some way to, because that's going to be happens over and over again. All right, let's see what's next. Docker compose build. Okay, so Docker compose up -d, and I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to put the semicolon there. Docker compose logs -f. So basically, I'm going to say run the Docker compose up, and then immediately start tailing, as it says here, tailing those logs. See what happens. Okay, got some sort of error message here. Conflict for URL. And I'm seeing again, Docker Couchbase server exited with code 1. No such file or directory. But, yeah, well, this is restarting 15 seconds ago. One second ago. So it's trying, but it's not having a good time. Let me look here. What have we got? Docker Compose for Couchbase seems to be struggling. Why is that? Restart unless stopped. I don't know what that means. Build. Okay. These port numbers. Those all look correct. I don't know what app network is. It just looks like a bridge network for Docker Compose. When it starts the CB server, it executes the configure sh script in scripts Docker Couchbase server. This one right here. Okay. So this is the script that's running, and this is okay. And this is where Brandt's pull request. Well, one of the files that Brandt's pull request adjusted. This is based on Brandt stuff too, right? As you can see right there in the comment. So, what is the problem? So look, this looks like the same issue I was having before, which is very strange because it's working fine for JR. I don't see why it would not work. I'm not seeing anything here jumping out at me. Well, that's unfortunate. Could connect to the CB server and try to run the commands in the script. I suppose I could try that. So we're in Docker and okay. So here it is, Docker server. Wait, didn't you have a command in didn't you have a right click or something in your VS Code that I could just open a bash prompt here? I'm not seeing that in mine. Maybe I have a different plugin than you. Not me. Oh, use command line. Okay. Who was I? Who was I? Maybe it was Dota that had that. Okay. Anywho, let's do it. Let's go here and we'll say ps docker exec -it, something like this. Docker couch base server bin bash. No such container. What? Yeah, it is. It's right there. Did I spell it wrong? What in the world? Docker compose. Oh, Docker compose. Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. Should I go ahead? If I bomb out of this, will that be okay? Docker compose couchbase server exec bash. Doesn't like that. No such command. Couchbase server. Right. Oh, yeah, okay. That's right. It's just telling the logs. Okay. Docker ps. What am I doing wrong here? Exec bash dash couchbase or couchbase dash server. No such server as bash. Oh gosh. Docker compose exec bash couchbase server. Yeah. It's not called couchbase server though, is it? It's called. Oh yeah, it is called couchbase server. What if I just use this container ID? What? Oh, this is exec. Okay, let's do this. Wait until, okay, so it's restarting. Wait until the container is running. So I can't connect because it keeps restarting. Why does it keep restarting? Boo. This says restart unless stopped. I don't know what this means. Is this script trigger restart? What triggers the restart? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Well, we're coming up on time here soon, so this is something I have to keep looking into, figure out what the problem is here. We did find at least one potential issue, which is the checksum. That script is used as the entry point for the container, so maybe if it fails, it restarts. Oh, I see. You're talking about back over here in this Docker file. It's used as the entry point. So maybe if I just comment this out and try it again, I have to rebuild the Docker images and all that kind of stuff. So that gives me something. Oh, what if I comment this out? Will that keep it from restarting? Yep. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. This is something I definitely want to keep checking out. But we did find a potential issue with the checksum. Need to figure out a way to work around that. I mean, certainly we could I don't know. I say we. This is your repository, but the checksum is kind of a problem in which script here? Here? No. Where was that checksum a problem at? I don't remember. Oh, it was Docker Compose, wasn't it? No. No. It was this Docker file. Yes, this was the problem here. So I think maybe at the very least I'll go ahead and open this as an issue. Hash code is out of date. Need a more evergreen approach. And or remove the checksum. Check. That seems like maybe a bad idea. To do that, right? You don't want to. The whole reason the checksum is there is to verify that it's the correct image. It's not some man-in-the-middle attack sort of thing. So it's a security feature. But for tutorial, maybe it's okay to remove that. I don't know. But a more evergreen approach would be what? I don't know what that would look like either. Maybe pulling from a secret that you have to, but then you have to keep the secret updated. And now the secret wouldn't work because then, yeah, you don't want that. No, that won't work either. I don't know what that would look like, honestly. You could pull the checksum from some website, but then the problem is, well, what if that website gets man in the middle? I don't know. It's a good. I don't know a good solution to that. I'm sure there is one. I don't know what it is. So just put an issue in there if you want to track it and come to a decision. Self-looking ice cream cone. I don't know what that means, but that sounds just slightly disturbing. Self-licking. I don't know if I want to. Whoa, I can't even type. I want to do this. Self-licking ice cream cone. Self-licking ice cream. Oh, it's a political jargon. Okay. It's no purpose other than to sustain itself. Interesting. It's like an Ouroboros, kind of, but it's a little bit more fun than Ouroboros. Oh, Calvin's got a link here. How to install Composer programmatically using a hosted expected checksum. Well, okay. What is the point, though? I mean, if the point is to prevent man-in-the-middle attacks, then how's that going to be any better? I guess because you're pulling it from GitHub, so you'd have to man-in-the-middle both Git Composer and GitHub. But I mean, that seems just as feasible. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know either. But yeah, so may want to take it out. Yes? Question mark. Anyway, I created the issue. I'll let JR hash it out. I'll let him hash it out. Nobody? Do I have to do it? I'll let JR hash it out. Thank you. Thank you. All right, but we didn't get to Azure Functions today. Not a big deal. I didn't expect that to take a lot of time anyway. Oh, there you go. Now Calvin with the rim shot. It must be lagging. All right. So then we'll get to the Azure Functions maybe next time, or maybe JL Allhorn will be on next time. We can hash it out on the stream. I'd like to have it hashed out before, so we can actually get into some real Laravel stuff. There's a huge delay. Well, that stinks. Maybe it's Twitch working through their stuff. You know, there's another streamer service that just shut down recently, so maybe everybody's jumped over to Twitch and they're having a hard time coping. I don't know. Because I'm not seeing any sort of error messages on my Streamlabs, any sort of delay or lag or dropped frames or anything. So, don't know. Anyway, let's find out. Let's find someone to raid. Anybody have any suggestions? Any nominations? Oh, Full Stack Live. Saint Plays Things. Haven't rated Saint Plays Things, I don't think yet. I think Saint Playthings rated me, so I thought it'd be fair to raid Saint Playthings doing Clash of Code. You know, I actually did some Clash of Code. That was something he introduced me to. It's pretty cool. Maybe I should put that on my list. Play some Clash of Code. Pretty cool stuff. If you've not heard of it before, it's kind of like Project Euler, but like a quick, smaller version of Project Euler. I like it a lot. So I'm going to move this from today into here. I'm going to call this, well, I'm just going to copy it because it's something I still want to play with, I guess, before I get JL Longhorn as a guest. Okay, so that is my plan. We did that. So I'm going to go ahead and raid Saint Plays Things, fellow team member, and you can, as a subscriber, you can copy and paste those emotes there, or you can put some of your own generic emotes in if you're not a subscriber, as we go over and raid Saint Plays Things. Everybody be nice to Saint Play Things, say hello, hang out with him for a while, check out the cool stuff he's up to, and I'll see you back here again on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And that's it. Thank you all for watching. Have a good day.
Is a one-time offer on this server. Thank you so much, Matthew.